real. Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that damn shoulder.
From what you saw then from training, do you think he's carrying the weight well then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I saw it in his legs. I could see it in his arms and his shoulders. And it's distributed evenly.
That's always one of the hardest things to do, is going up many weight classes to beat a naturally bigger guy. If he can do that, we're talking about he's one of the greats, you know?
Terence Crawford's preparation for his highly anticipated showdown with Canelo Alvarez has stirred concern following reports of a possible setback. According to Top Boxing News, rumors are circulating that Crawford may be dealing with a lingering shoulder injury just days before the fight. The speculation has left fans and analysts questioning whether the pound-for-pound star will step into the ring at full strength. Some believe the injury, if true, could affect his timing and overall performance under the brightest lights of his career. However, former world champion Tim Bradley has strongly downplayed the chatter. Bradley argued that outside of Crawford's tight inner circle, no one truly knows what's happening in camp. He insisted that regardless of the speculation, Crawford will show up on fight night ready to compete. Bradley noted that even if Crawford isn't operating at a perfect 100%, his mentality, toughness, and skill set are more than enough to handle adversity. While dismissing the injury rumors, Bradley reinforced Crawford's reputation as a fighter who doesn't make excuses and thrives under pressure. In Bradley's eyes, Crawford remains a dangerous opponent, fully committed to delivering at the highest level when it...
F that damn shoulder. We don't care about that shoulder. We don't care about that shoulder. Man, I see some bozos talking about, oh, his shoulder hurt, all this. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You just talking just to talk. You have no clue what's going on in Crawford's camp. No clue. So shut up, bozo. Man, tired of this, man. Golly. Even the stuff about Boots. Boots beating the hell out of Canelo. Fugazi. That's not true. That was not true. That was not true. Man, everybody always creating stupid ass narratives just to get views, yo. For real. Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that damn shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. Don't want to hear that, man. Hell no. No excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this one. That's how that go. Winner takes all. We don't want to hear no damn excuses by anybody. I know I don't. Hell no. Canelo win fair and square, he win fair and square. That's just what it is. He's the better fighter, period. If Crawford wins fair and square, he's the better fighter. That's what it is, period. I don't want to hear nothing about no weight. I don't want to hear none of that. Nope, they the same damn weight. That's what they are. On fight night, they might be a different weight.
Saudi advisor Turki Al-Sheikh, a key figure in bringing major boxing spectacles to the kingdom, shared his excitement over the magnitude of this historic clash. He described it as the biggest fight yet for Saudi Arabia, emphasizing not only the scale of the event, but also the immense global attention it has drawn. When questioned about Terence Crawford's challenge of moving up in weight, Al-Sheikh expressed full confidence that both fighters will be prepared and performing at 100% on fight night. His remarks highlight the professional standards being set to ensure fairness and excellence. For Al-Sheikh, the true focus lies in celebrating a landmark moment in boxing history, with the world watching two great champions collide.
It's been good, and this is the biggest fight in the last 10 years.
What do you make of Terence Crawford's shape? He posted that photo with the six-pack. How do you think he's handling the weight?
This is the fight, the biggest fight for them, and they will be ready 100%, both of them.
Thank you very much.
Oscar de la Hoya, Hall of Famer and Golden Boy promoter, weighed in on the challenges Terence Crawford faces in this mega fight. He He noted that moving up to face Canelo Alvarez represents a huge leap, particularly after a year-long layoff from the ring. According to La Jolla, Crawford will need a near-perfect performance to overcome Canelo's size, power, and wealth of experience. On the other hand, Canelo's strategy could be simpler. Absorb Crawford's shots, control the tempo, and capitalize on his physical advantages. Drawing from his years as both a fighter and promoter, De La Hoya stressed that weight and activity often prove decisive in high-stakes showdowns.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, it was a natural 30-pounder. It's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. No. Berlanga's a big kid. Yeah. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
The air. So look, even though these guys are combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just scolding him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable in.
At the pre-fight press conference, Terence Crawford addressed the rumors about a possible shoulder injury with humor and sarcasm instead of frustration. By joking about the speculation, he projected confidence and made it clear he wasn't distracted by outside noise. Crawford's lighthearted response reflected one of his biggest strengths: unshakable mental composure under pressure. Known for thriving in the spotlight, he refused to give Canelo or anyone else a psychological advantage, reinforcing his image as a fighter fully focused on the task ahead.
Thank you.
Hey, Terence, how are you? This is Chava Rodriguez from ESPN Knockout. You know, to be involved in this kind of events has a lot of rumors, and you already know that everybody or many people saying that, I don't know if the left one, the right one, or both, but somebody says that you have some kind of problem in any one of your shoulders. Can you just clarify what is your position about those rumors?
Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. You know, so don't tell Canelo. Maybe the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders. Shh, keep that under wraps.
And finally, everybody saying that Canelo is going to be the favorite in the stadium with a lot of people supporting him. But what about Omaha? Do you feel many people from Omaha is coming to support you this weekend right here in the Allegiant Stadium?
Former welterweight champion Shawn Porter, who once fought Crawford, offered an in-depth look at his physical preparation for Canelo. After observing him in camp, Porter praised Crawford's smart approach to adding muscle while maintaining balance across his frame. He noted clear improvements in Crawford's legs, chest, and arms, highlighting a well-distributed build rather than bulk for its own sake. Most importantly, Porter emphasized that Crawford hasn't lost the speed or agility that define his style. Instead, his growth looks calculated and functional, giving him the physical tools needed to stand up to a naturally bigger fighter like Canelo.
Most people get wrong when they're thinking of putting on weight for fights.
Most boxers don't lift weights. That's kind of the no-no in boxing. But as I like to say, when you're putting on weight, it has to be muscle. You can't put on fat. You can't put on, sluggish nothing. So the best thing a fighter can do when he's trying to gain 10 pounds to fight at another weight class is hit the weights, up your protein and things of that nature. I saw the man eat. The man is eating brilliantly. He's doing it all right. And that's what I meant when I said, when he decided to take on this challenge in Canelo Alvarez, it takes a good 2 years to successfully put on 10 pounds, along with successfully putting on 10 pounds to get your body to acclimate to that weight, right? So when people talk about him being out of the ring for 13 months, they really have to also accept they have to understand that he's been working and training for everything that he needs to do on fight night against Canelo Alvarez.
So you saw him in camp as he was building and putting that weight on, and you said that you think he's doing it right. From what you saw then from training, do you think he's carrying the weight well then?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I saw it in his legs. I could see it in his arms and his shoulders, and it's distributed evenly. You'll get a lot of guys who are bottom heavy. They don't have much on the top half. So once you get to the inside, they don't have a lot that they can do with you from this standpoint. I know a lot of people are concerned with Canelo Alvarez. Should he get in close? What's the strength situation going to be like? Well, Crawford's put on the right muscle mass in the chest area, in the ab region, and in the arms and things of that nature. I think he's going to be able to handle the strength just fine.
The others say, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo had, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out. You know what I mean? So,
despite encouraging reports from Crawford's camp, criticism arose after a photo surfaced showing him meeting with Ilya, where he appeared to have a slight belly. The image quickly sparked speculation about whether Crawford was truly in peak condition for the fight. Some fans online questioned if the polished training photos released earlier had been edited to present a more flattering picture. The stark contrast between the images fueled debate over his physical readiness ahead of such a massive showdown. For high-profile athletes like Crawford, this level of scrutiny is common, with every detail magnified and every snapshot dissected.
First and foremost, the reaction to the photos. I'm in the gyms all the time, and I was in the gyms when these photos came out. So the first photo that dropped was the one of Terence looking all jacked up and ripped and lean, and glistening and perfect lighting, and I think he actually posted it himself. And all the guys in the gym were like, yo, Crawford looks sick. He's in great shape. He's going to win. He's going to knock Canelo out, blah, blah, blah. Then a couple days later, the photo on the right comes out where he meets Ilya Zborov, and he looks fleshy and he doesn't look great. He doesn't, like exactly the champ said, it's probably, pre-workout. He probably just drank a bunch of water after the workout, so he's a little bit bloated. He's also not flexing. He's relaxed.
Respected trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas offered glowing praise for Terence Crawford's recent physical condition. After reviewing the latest photos, Atlas described Crawford's shape as scary, a clear sign in his eyes that the fighter is primed for a career-defining performance. Atlas emphasized that he had backed Crawford from the start and sees no reason to change his prediction now. For him, the real difference lies not only in Crawford's conditioning, but also in the visible determination and hunger he carries into this fight. Known for his blunt, no-nonsense assessments, Atlas's endorsement carries weight, as he rarely hesitates to call out fighters when their chances look
vaguely proposed. Well, a lot of people poo-pooed it. No, Crawford's too small. Forget about it. It doesn't make sense. When it was going through those times, I didn't hesitate. I said Crawford. I'm not changing now. I see. Listen, both guys have gotten older. I don't know. I hope it's not. And I'll put the disclaimer out there first. I'm not poo-poo. I'm not raining on anyone's parade. I think it's a very interesting fight, and I hope it's a great fight. And they're making it so big. They're really bringing everything out for this fight. Dana White, his first involvement in boxing, and promotion of a fight like this. I know he's involved with Walsh, the Irish kid, but I mean, his first really foray with boxing in this kind of way and level with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and they're not holding anything back. I mean, they're putting everything into this. I remember how excited everyone was for the Mayweather fight with Pacquiao. As it turned out, it was 5 years too late. It didn't happen when probably it should have, to really give us a chance to really have a great fight. And people were very disappointed. And I'm hoping that don't happen, and I don't think it will.
Danny Garcia, a former champion, shared a frank perspective on Crawford's ambitions, describing him as stubborn but deeply driven to test himself in uncharted territory. Garcia pointed out that history shows mixed results for fighters who moved up in weight. Some achieved greatness, while others faltered. For him, Crawford's challenge against Canelo represents the ultimate test. If successful, it would firmly establish Crawford's legacy among boxing's all-time greats. Garcia's remarks balance admiration with caution, acknowledging both the risk and the potential reward. His view also highlights how crossing weight divisions has often shaped careers, revealing either a fighter's brilliance or their vulnerability.
Terence Crawford's trying to do what every great has tried to do, is go up in multiple weight classes and win. A few did it, a few didn't, you know what I mean? So that's always one of the hardest things to do, is going up many weight classes to beat a nationally bigger guy. If he can do that, we're talking about he's one of the greats, you know? But for me, I think Canelo will win a unanimous decision.
Let me ask you this, because
because I can see the fight playing out like, all right, cool, it's competitive first 4 rounds, but I feel like once he feels his power a little bit, he might try to box him a little bit, and Canelo just walk him down. I could just see the judges probably give him the rounds for like aggression.
Let me ask you this, because I was just talking to Chris Colbert today. Funny guy. I know you know Chris. A funny guy.
My guy.
And we was talking about the fight and stuff like that, and we're talking about Canelo's power, but I'm more so interested in seeing how Crawford's legs look in like round 7, 8, 9. When you're putting on all that extra weight, all that extra muscle, do you think that could bother him a little bit?
Even sparring in the gym, when you spar like nationally bigger guys, that's tough. Cause I was doing that for my last fight, and no matter, even when I got down to even when I was 160, I still look more like a welterweight. You know what I mean? Cause of my body frame, my body type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And guys who are naturally bigger, when they could be 160, but look way bigger than you, just because they got more body mass. They're like, their body's more bigger than yours. It's like they're naturally bigger than you. You know what I mean?
Undefeated rising star Shakur Stevenson voices admiration for Terence Crawford's career and made a bold prediction about his legacy. Stevenson stated that if Crawford defeats Canelo Alvarez, his resume will become the greatest he has ever seen. His comment reflects not only respect for Crawford's technical brilliance, but also for his willingness to test himself against the toughest opposition available. Adding Canelo's name to his list of elite opponents, Stevenson argued, would elevate Crawford's career to historic heights. His confidence underscores the deep respect younger fighters hold for Crawford, seeing him as a role model who embraces risk in pursuit of true.
I feel like once he beat Canelo, that will be like one of the greatest resumes in boxing ever, just because of the fact that he's going up 2 divisions just to fight this guy, and this guy's bigger than him. And not only did you just crush aerospace, but you go out there and just, and the way that he beats Canelo too. If he go out there and just dominate and make it an easy fight, honestly, I think that that's gonna be like one of the best resumes I ever seen. But as far as the fight, I feel like Bug could beat him easy.
How though? Don't give me everything. Just how is it?
For me, it's a blueprint already. It's literally blueprints to see. Floyd was a lot smaller than Canelo when he fought him. You keep Canelo on the outside. I ain't gonna even say too much, but you keep him on the outside and make it an easy night.
So how would you like to see Bud go out right now?
Because he get close to that time.
I think that's the fight. I think that fight, and then just call it, I'm done. What else is there to prove after beating Canelo? There's nothing else to prove.
You can't go up no more.
I mean, unless you want to go fight Usyk.
You gonna go to 75, Usyk? You know what I'm saying?
If you fight Usyk, then man.
Hall of Famer Andre Ward delivered a balanced and thoughtful breakdown of the upcoming clash. He reminded fans that Canelo Alvarez has earned much of his reputation by overcoming naturally bigger opponents, showcasing his adaptability across multiple weight classes. At the same time, Ward cautioned against viewing Terence Crawford as undersized, stressing that Crawford has the skill set to offset Canelo's physical advantages. For Ward, the critical factor will be Crawford's ability to control his legs and movement throughout the fight. With disciplined footwork, he argued, Crawford can neutralize Canelo's power and dictate the pace. Ward's analysis underscores his deep grasp of strategy, highlighting that tactical execution may ultimately define Crawford's chances.
Out of breaking down taller fighters, getting inside of the longer reach. But this fight is a little bit different. Crawford, he does very good, especially early on, with keeping opponents at the end of his jab and at the end of his long left hands. If Terence Crawford stays under his feet, stays under his legs and control.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned.